Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a review for the most recently released direct-to-Blu-ray, direct-to-DVD animated DC Universe movie. This one is called Justice League Dark. Spoiler warning as usual if you guys have not seen Justice League Dark as of yet. That said, I mean, these are very minor spoilers. I won't give away too much about the plot. I mean, most of it you can see online in trailers and stuff like that anyway. So it's been released in digital. It was released on January 24, 2017. And then February 7, 2017, it'll be released on Blu-ray and DVD for purchase. 75-minute runtime. This one follows after we had, let's see, The Killing Joke prior. And, there's been a lot of really good Justice League or DC direct animated movies that have been released. Sometimes when I get dissatisfied with the live action movies, I really like to watch the animated, and such is the case with Dark Knight Returns or Under the Red Hood or Crisis on Two Earths. Some of them are really incredible. Some of them are done extremely well and are very faithful to the comics, and are a really good adaptation to see those kind of comic book moments brought to life in animated form when it's done well. This one, for me, Justice League Dark, I haven't read the original comics by the same name. This one's just okay for me. It's just okay. So we see, to give you an idea about what Justice League Dark is, if you look it up online. So you can see you've got a new kind of Justice League team that's put together to deal with kind of supernatural threats. So to deal with threats that could be magical in origin or sorcery or things like this in the DC Universe that really the regular Justice League is not really well equipped to handle. So Superman, Wonder Woman, all the rest of the kind of regular Justice League members, Green Lantern and that, they're not great with regards to handling magic. It really takes somebody who's kind of has a specialty in that, I think, to best combat it. So you've got a team put together. We've got Constantine, who we should mention first, who had his own TV series, by the way. I've done reviews of it. Reviews are in the channel. I like Constantine. I've got a couple Constantine figures, my DC Universe collection. You guys have seen it in the basement. It's freaking ridiculous. I've got all these characters in figure form, but in DC Universe form. Constantine's really cool, and this is kind of like Constantine's movie. Really, it's mostly his movie. If you liked Constantine, the television series, you'll probably like this one, because one of the things it allows Constantine to do is it allows him in the animated form to be able to kind of seem more powerful than he did in the TV series form, because of course with that CG had to be sort of limited because of costs and whatnot. It's expensive to do a lot of CG. So you got Constantine in there. You got Zatanna, who's pretty cool because we haven't really seen her too much in any of the DC animated stuff. Maybe old Justice League and Batman animated series cartoons. We've got Deadman, also another character that has never really gotten too much time in any of the DC animated stuff, only really comics for the most part. Etrigan, who's been in New Adventures of Batman, and some others. I think he's in Justice League too, a little bit. So he's in here too, Blood, Etrigan, and we have Swamp Thing. So Swamp Thing's fun, of course. If you guys remember from when we were younger, Swamp Thing series and stuff, he was pretty big back in, I want to say, like late 80s, early 90s, that kind of thing. Swamp Thing was pretty big. There's a movie and stuff. And then we've got Batman. Batman, of course, they put at the front in terms of the the cover and trailer and everything. He's like at the forefront, but really that's kind of just to get everybody into it, I think. After that, he kind of takes a backseat role to Constantine, which makes it kind of a clunky transition. You start from Batman's perspective. He figures out that first he doesn't think magic is a thing. Like he's like thinks it's ridiculous. Then as he starts to understand, okay, there's something to this, he kind of starts putting together a team, but then the team is very quickly taken over by Constantine, who kind of is like the lead for the rest. If there is one lead, Constantine would be it probably. And it's a clunky switch. It doesn't really switch well. Starts with Batman, goes to Constantine. It's like, hey, the flow just doesn't work well for me. But okay, whatever. Constantine's, the super magical badass. He comes in, making smug remarks as usual, and, kicking ass, doing things that are questionable sometimes, playing poker with demons and stuff like this. And, having fun. It involves his buddy buddy Richie, who's Richie Simpson, who's pretty big in the Constantine comics. And there's some nice twists and things like this that happen. And you have kind of the team that kind of finds themselves near the end of the movie. So they kind of like, they get together, they're kind of feeling each other out, they're getting to know each other. We get a little bit of backstory about Dead Man and what happened with him, being like a trapeze artist, I think it's called in the circus, where you do, and what happened with him before. Etrigan as well too, some backstory with him, a little bit with Swamp Thing, a lot with Constantine, and then we have our villain kind of getting introduced near the end, which is Destiny, and we also had Felix Faust, who's in there too. It's pretty cool. We've got Superman and the others that get kind of mind controlled and they attack each other, this kind of thing. The magic allows them to kind of play tricks with their minds and this kind of deal. And yeah, all in all, the end of it, Constantine, Batman kicks some butt, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the movie. I mean, it's a quick summary for you. You can watch it, you can go through all of it, and get to see every scene of it. There's some pretty cool fight sequences. Etrigan actually has some of the cooler fight sequences in this one with his sword and stuff like that. I've always felt Etrigan was weird for me, even in the Batman New Adventures, and anytime you see Etrigan fight and stuff, it's really weird. You hear him talk and stuff, and he's I don't know. It just doesn't work for me in animation. For some reason in comics, it's like, I don't know. It seems to get over. It seems to work, but in animated, it just feels weird to me. It feels clunky. Etrigan's stuff just feels. I can't quite put a finger on why. It just maybe the way he talks and the way he looks and everything. It's just so kind of out there. It's hard to kind of take it in a believable fashion. And I mean, Green Lantern stuff is, you want to talk out there, it's out there, right? But Etrigan is just like so. I don't know. It's okay. So pretty much what I'm saying for this one. I'm I'm not terribly disappointed with it. I'm a little bit disappointed with the movie. I thought it was going to be a little bit better than it was. It turned out to kind of be a lot more run-of-the-mill superhero mishmash together, and it also kind of denounces the way the movie is. It kind of makes Batman, Superman, and the others kind of seem like they're inadequate or they're weak, they're wimps, and that Constantine is way more powerful than either of them. Like in this movie, Constantine looks like he's a god. Like he looks like he's like he could, smoke Batman, Superman, any of them, really, from kind of with his tricks and magic and things like that in the house and everything. So, yeah, I wasn't too impressed with this one. I do like Constantine. I don't have a problem with him, but I really like Batman. So, if you take away Batman's thunder and you give it to Constantine, and then you've got the other characters here too, it's just okay for me. I'm going to give this one a really average rating for a DC animated movie, and that is a 6.5 out of 10. I thought about giving it maybe a 7 or 8, but I'm like, no. We've seen so many at this point. For them to make them, they should have a really great story, especially when there's so many amazing DC trades and stories that they could adapt that I would put way higher than this one. Like some of the Green Lantern stuff, Blackest Night, so many. I mean, they've done lots of Batman, so I won't say Batman, but I mean, there's just lots of Justice League stuff they could do. Crisis on Two Earths, for example, I would say smokes this movie. It destroys it. I'd say if you haven't seen that, go watch that. Forget this unless you're a huge Magic Constantine Zatanna fan. You've never had a chance to see those characters really in animated form. So it's got some things about it that are cool. It is cool. It is new in the way that we've never really seen magic like that before on that scale, except for maybe in a few episodes of Justice League, which is one of my all-time favorite cartoons. And Justice League Action's pretty fun now too. Now that we mention it, but really, as many things as there are that work for it, there's a lot of things for me that don't work for it. The transitions, the flow from Batman through to Constantine to kind of take over lead, and them denouncing, kind of making it seem like the Justice League really isn't shit. I'm not okay with that. If you make Batman kind of look like a sideline character, he kind of can't be. I mean, even in Justice League, when Superman's there and the others are there, he still has some pretty badass lines and some pretty funny stuff. And like I remember, like some of the lines, like him being a part-timer and stuff. Like just some really great. You can't. Batman has to be badass, or I'm out. I'm checking out. If Batman's not badass, there's the door. I'm out. See ya. Bye. So Constantine's the super badass of this one. It's what they decide to do with it, and for that, it is original. But for me, it's just okay. It's not a total fail. It's not a total waste, it's just okay. So let me know what you guys thought if you got a chance to see Justice League Dark. The villain was okay, Destiny, he was alright, but, you know, again, it's kind of like, we've seen stuff like that a million times. I mean, super powerful, badass villain, yeah, whatever, you know, cookie cutter type villain. They try to give us some kind of backstory. It's okay, whatever. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, please thumb it up below. Rate your comments below, though. Let me know if you guys got a chance to see Dark. Let me know what you thought about it. Were you disappointed by it? Or were you impressed by it? Did you think it was better than you thought it was going to be? Write your comments below. That's it for this one, guys. We'll see you again. Next time they release another DC direct animated movie, I'll do another review for the next one. So I really want to see Blackest Night still and some of those other really, really classic DC stories animated still. So, but they've done quite a few, so that's good too. That's it for this video. See you guys again soon for another. It's Trev saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.